Here's why as a man you can never seek a relationship.
I've done more than enough videos on old whiteboard guy.
Never under any circumstances tell a woman that you love her or that you care about her.
And I gotta be honest, I'm tired of him.
The second you do that, she's going to pull back. The second you do that, she's going to start to test you more. She will start to disrespect you.
We've had our fun, but he's abandoned the whiteboard, which has led me to the desire to abandon making content on him anymore.
Man seeking a relationship is a man seeking emotional reassurance. To a woman, this is a massive turnoff.
All of this man's content revolves around dating, relationships, and women.
Because she will mistake your care for emotional attachment and emotional weakness, which is going to turn her off.
And this is the type of garbage advice that he constantly gives on a regular basis.
When you seek emotional reassurance and you come across as needy,
And my question is why?
a woman literally feels unsafe with you.
The message delivered in both of these videos are both incredibly confusing and misleading. And as this video progresses and we learn more about Whiteboard Guy's origin story, maybe it's by design.
The rule that I like to use is a 3-to-1 rule. She says, I love you. I will say, I know you do. I will wait until she says it anywhere from about, 3-4 times, and then maybe I will say it back once.
You may see a douchebag, I just see a traumatized, insecure little boy.
She starts to think you can't protect her. She starts to think that you are weak from the inside out.
Well, it just so happens I've come across an old deleted video of his, and perhaps this will help explain it.
I'm a human being and I'm flawed, just like anybody else and just like you.
If that isn't the understatement of the day.
The truth is, I have lost my passion for the ability to keep talking about dating.
Now, this is a deleted video from a couple of years ago, so he seems to have found that passion again, and I imagine we will learn very quickly as to why that is.
There's so much more to life than just consistently focusing on that.
And yet all of his content revolves around this.
Here is why you want to take 24 to 48 hours to respond to text messages with women that you're dating.
This man is selling solutions to vulnerable, insecure men with their dating lives.
Number one reason why majority of men lose women that they are dating is due to the fact that they talk too much.
Made out of problems he is also creating for men.
Here's how you respond to a woman who asks you what your love language is when...
And he's not the only one that does this. They all do it.
Excuse me, I have balls between my legs. I do not believe in love languages.
It's so important to reiterate, taking into consideration the content of the character of the person you're getting advice from.
The more you keep believing emotional woo-woo fairy dust, the more you are starting to actually seem like you have no clue what you're doing when dating.
Seems to have worked for you. You supposedly made a profitable career out of it.
Oftentimes she will lose respect and desire for you.
Respect and desire are both words that keep getting thrown in the mix over and over again because those are major insecurities for men wanting to be respected and desired by women.
And you 100% will be left for a more masculine option.
Women are always looking for reasons to leave you. They're always wanting an out. They're always looking for a better option.
That she deep down actually desires.
Any little thing and everything that you do will be under surveillance and monitored by her. And any slip up will trigger her leaving you. This content is geared towards an audience of insecure men. How do you think their anxiety and stress levels will handle this information? How can I be sure the audience that would consume this are insecure men? Because the men creating it are insecure men.
Who doesn't believe in all this nonsense?
And yet 99.9% of what this man says is absolute nonsense in itself.
When I started coaching people,
And it begs the question for this never-ending influx of people who become coaches and start coaching businesses, what qualifies anyone to coach anyone on anything?
my financial situation in business has grown drastically.
Are we sensing a pattern of what matters most to him in this regard?
So because talking about dating has become essentially my job and this channel has morphed into only that, I find it very shallow.
If a woman is not married and is not in a long-term committed relationship by at least the age of 25, I would 100% recommend staying away. And the truth is, by that age, she has already had too many experiences.
And I find it very ego-driven.
She's consistently posting on social media. What that means is she is seeking attention. This actually means is she does not feel that you are her best option. Deep down on a subconscious level, she thinks she can do better.
Stupid almost.
Here's why men need to stop following women on social media. Throughout history, throughout time, men have never followed women through anything.
I find it very dumb.
The second that you want a woman, she 100% does not want you.
We can only theorize, but I can take a guess this all stems from a past traumatic experience he's possibly had with a woman.
Here's why you never want to tell a woman exactly how you feel about her when dating.
Whiteboard Guy is the pinup boy for someone who has an extreme avoidant attachment style.
You have been told that women like men who like them. You have been told that women will oftentimes give their love and genuine desire and reciprocate interest to the men who show them care.
And instead of growing and evolving and processing out of that situation,
What I can tell you is this could not be further from the truth.
it was just the origin story for his his villain arc.
She will naturally hate your fucking guts, and she will naturally resent you.
So he started a business to sabotage other people's dating lives for profit.
And I started using content to acquire leads and to make sales. I was broke.
The fascinating thing with our society, where there are so many people who develop confidence and learn the skills of sales and marketing,
It was fueled by scarcity. It was fueled by lack.
they're able to convince other people that they're an expert on something that they have absolutely no success in.
It was fueled by I had to figure this out.
Because is there any evidence to suggest that this man has had any successful relationships with women? I'd argue no.
I had to make something work.
So why is anyone convinced that he's even an expert on what he's talking about? Because he sold it to you.
This is the truth.
Whether you're successful in your relationships with women doesn't matter. That's not what he cares about.
My true passion has always been business.
He only cares that you stay on the hamster wheel, you stay on the carousel and keep giving him attention and money.
This is going to come off as a massive, insane statement, but I don't care about dating.
I don't care about dating at all.
He had a brief moment of honesty, and it's no wonder he deleted this video.
Like, I don't care.
If you're struggling with something and you seek out advice from someone who claims to be an expert on the thing you're struggling with,
Like, I was focused on growing my YouTube channel. I was focused on acquiring leads.
whilst at the same time showcasing he clearly doesn't care if you even succeed in overcoming your struggles,
Focused on acquiring customers.
why would you invest any time and energy or even your money into somebody like that?
In those leads I was selling, I did millions of dollars in sales by the age of 25. But my true passion in life has always been business.
And supposedly this business is to help men with their dating lives.
Women, majority of the time, have some sort of underlying feminine anxiety because it's in her natural feminine tendency.
He is saying a bunch of words that don't mean anything and selling it to you that it actually does.
Second, that there's a man seeking emotional reassurance, it registers as clinginess.
Because in this whole coaching business, it is so easy to scam people.
They are constantly looking for the strongest man.
It is so easy to put the blame on your customers for why they're not succeeding, especially when the path that they've guided you on was never going to lead you to having success ever.
They're constantly seeking reassurance and that strength from that man.
They didn't implement the work right.
And by you demonstrating that you need emotional reassurance
You didn't do enough.
and a potential relationship is the fastest way to turn that woman off.
Which is why I think you should invest more money into the next tier, into the next exclusive group. We've got more secrets than
And she'll automatically look at him as a weaker option.
I wasn't too sure that you were ready to hear, but now I think you're ready to hear. Now invest your money. We got to keep that hamster wheel spinning.
Here's why being in a relationship today has literally zero benefit to a man.
Getting into a relationship serves no benefit to these types of grifters because they lose business. They don't make money off you. Keeping customers in a perpetual loop of having unsuccessful, failed relationships with the opposite sex is the business model that these grifters rely on in order to become successful. So why do people fall for this? Insecurity, vulnerability, desperation. And a charlatan appears, a fellow man just like you who claims to understand the struggles you're going through. He faced these problems as well and has the solutions ready for you. When in actuality, a lot of the problems that you think you have just been manufactured by them to convince you that these are your problems so they can sell you a product that's a solution to that problem. And the kicker is you'll apply that solution to this supposed problem and you won't be successful. That's your fault. You didn't apply it correctly. There's no accountability on their part because I've convinced you that it works. You must be doing something wrong. Much like these men never take any accountability for anything that's ever happened in their relationships with women. It's always women's fault. All of the advice that Whiteboard Guy gives only works on people who are emotionally hurt and broken and traumatized from past relationships, much like I imagine that he is. And because our world is overpopulated with people like this, it's very easy to see why this type of stuff goes viral and gets so much engagement, and how endless amounts of these selfish, disgusting grifters become financially successful from it. Let's aspire for a world of healed people instead.